Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is my first time filming with this new haircut. I literally planned to film this video when I got back from the hair salon because I knew my hair would be somewhat like cute, but I just went for like a little lob situation because I was getting so tired of my hair and I told my subscribers that I was gonna do it. I went back and forth. Every time I got a haircut, I changed my mind because I was like, oh, it's cute when I style it. Anyway, we went for the lob. So, give this video a thumbs up if you're loving the lob. But as you can see from the thumbnail and the title, we're getting to my declutters. I've only filmed my eyeshadow palette declutter video, so I don't know when I'm going to get up to doing the rest of my collection, but this was the area in my room that I felt was getting so out of control. So I'm so excited to walk you guys through my eyeshadow palette collection video and show you guys a declutter as well. I totally just realized as I'm filming this that I forgot to tell you how many eyeshadow palettes I kept, but from my math, which hopefully is correct, I did declutter 326 palettes. That is a lot of eyeshadow palettes, and I never usually focus on the declutter aspect of a collection video, but in this one it's just very obvious, and I hope that I'm able to explain to you guys where I'm coming from by making such a drastic change. But as I've gotten time to look around this room, I've realized just how cluttered it's gotten, and a lot of it is because I've started just like storing things on the floor. There is just stuff everywhere. I have stuff on my windowsill. I've got extra candles just starting to accumulate, and it just looks terrible in here. Honestly, it's probably never gonna look like 100% organized, but I feel like I've just accumulated so many things in this room, and it's supposed to be my happy place, but I feel like it could be a little lighter. So I have some footage to show you guys of my shelves after because I wanted to show you that. I also have some footage that I shot on my iPhone just to show you guys the bins with all the palettes packed in them. So if you look back at some of my older, I think I might have a beauty room tour, but this is one of my Billy bookshelves, and down here it's like books, but I was able to free up 1, 2, 3 shelves. So this makes me so happy because it means a lot of this other clutter I have spread out through my office can be housed here. And yeah, my perfume collection can spread out. It used to be just this half, and then I had this plastic drawer up here, but now I'm able to like spread it out and see my fragrances. I don't have a ton, but I do have enough where I don't need to buy more, and I've been blessed with having some sent to me as well. So yeah, this is my little fragrance collection and some body butters I need to use up, but I just wanted to show you guys what I was trying to clear up was these shelves that were full of palettes. Easiest thing for me to do when I was filming this is to just put all the palettes in these bins. That way I could just keep them from getting hurt, pile tumbling over. That's happened to me so many times. So excuse all the clutter around this. My room is by no means one of those aesthetic beauty rooms. It used to be, and I'm going to get back there. I'm going to try and get stuff off the ground, but it's going to take me a long time. I need a lot of free time to get all this stuff situated, but it's going to happen. I also have right here, this is so embarrassing, I'm saving boxes, but this is from last year's declutter, so I hope to kind of figure out what to do with all of this stuff. And yeah, kind of exposing myself right now, showing you guys all this mess. Anyway, the reason I just felt so suffocated in here is because I think there's just stuff everywhere, which maybe some of you can relate to, but I'm ready to kind of take the bull by the horns and start clearing things out, getting rid of things that I know I'm not going to use. I have extra bins that I'm not using, so it's probably going to take me like a good year to get through every part of this room, but I'm so excited. So hopefully you enjoy. I know I'm a nosy bee, so I love seeing people's collections, see what they're getting rid of. I am so excited to share that with you, so come with me. And then the other thing I talk about in this video is, of course, that I will put things on Poshmark. Now, every time I say that in a video, I get like DMs and comments and be like, is it on Poshmark? Is it on Poshmark? It's probably not going to be on Poshmark till the fall. I just know what a labor-intensive process Poshmark is, and I usually try to recycle my packaging from orders that I have. So I don't have a ton of boxes yet. I don't have a ton of time to sit there and list everything. So it's going to be a little while, but I have done this before, so I've learned from previous mistakes. And I will announce on my community tab and on Instagram when I post stuff on Poshmark, so you can go grab the things that you want to grab. So that's just a little thing. I will put any other information I can think of in the comments and in the description box of this video. And I'll explain everything in my community post when I let you guys know about Poshmark. But I do typically list my palettes on Poshmark. I just don't have enough people around me to gift all of these palettes to. And I've just found that Poshmark is the easiest way for me to pass these palettes on to somebody else that might give them a second life. So that's all I'm going to go into with that. And yeah, I feel like this is very drastic for me. There's a lot of palettes that I kind of held on to as status symbols for a very long time, and I'm ready to let them go. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy the video. And if I do change my mind, you know, I'll still have the palettes here, so I'll be able to pull them back. But I feel like the way I have them packed up in the totes, it's going to be out of sight, out of mind for me. And I am very happy with the choices I made. I feel like I really curated my collection, so I'm excited for you guys' feedback. And I think that's everything. Give this video a thumbs up if you are here, and hit that subscribe button if you're new to me. And let's go ahead and get into my collection and declutter video 2026. Okay, so I think I rescued these Jaclyn palettes from last year's declutter, and I haven't done anything with them. They still look pretty good. I mean, Morphe and Jaclyn have both gone through rebranding, so I don't know if I should hold on to these. I can't decide. I'm already conflicted, but I'm gonna put these in the purgatory pile and we'll see. Also, if you guys want to take these palettes off my hands, let me know in the comments and I'd be happy to throw them on Poshmark for you. This is the Izumaya palette and it's got dust on it, kind of embarrassing. I thought I would also get more use out of this, but I haven't. I don't know. I think I'm gonna hold on to it though because it was expensive, and I think you can still buy some version of this. I'm gonna have to double check. Actually, maybe I'm gonna declutter this because now that I'm thinking about it, they did repackage these into some kind of like bean shaped, and I don't think I need it. Okay, I don't know if I have any other Jolie palettes. I think they sent me one of these in PR, but the rest I did purchase with my own money. I love the massive size of these palettes, but I haven't gone back to them in a long time. So this is the Ethereality palette, and it's so pretty. It has greens and purples and blues and pinks. Vampirism is probably one I wouldn't reach for a ton, but these are from the UK, and with the tariffs and stuff, it's really hard for me to justify buying. So I'm just gonna keep the ones I have and probably not pick up any more. This is the Sorceress palette, another super pretty grungy purple green palette. And I'm pretty sure this one's my favorite. It is the Spellbound palette. Lots of pretty greens, purples, and blues. I feel like makeup is getting so expensive to make and to buy. So a lot of my favorite brands, I haven't seen them come out with anything recently. This is, I think, all of my Lunar Beauty palettes. So I'm just going to show them to you. I don't know if I'm going to get rid of any of these, but I will say I haven't touched any of these in a long time. So this is a Nude Prism. It's a neutral palette. This is Moonshroom. The packaging is so cute and I love this color story as well. This is Strawberry Dream. This was his first palette, I think. This is Eternal Eclipse, a little bit more of a grungy color story. This is probably my favorite palette, Siren Sunset. Really grungy and jewel tones. Actually, maybe Moonshroom I would like better than that. This is the, I think it's called Greek Goddess. I got it much later because I didn't pick it up when it originally launched. But yeah, I remember grabbing this, I think, from Beauty Bay. This is the collab with Laura Lee. It's Full Fantasy, a more neutral palette. And I always thought I would never declutter these, but we have Moonspell 1 and 2, and I just love the packaging so much, but I feel like the color stories I've maybe outgrown a little bit. Such pretty packaging. I love that they look like bound books, but other than that, I feel like I'm just holding on to nostalgia here. Okay, so last year I got rid of a ton of my Glamlite stuff, and this is what's left, and I think I'm pretty much ready to let go of all of this. So this is their Garfield collab, which honestly I forgot I even owned this palette. This one survived a lot of declutters. This is Dirty Martini. You can see why I love this color story, but I never even think of this palette. So I'm gonna, well, that's not true. I do think of it sometimes when I think of green palettes, but I feel like I have so many now from other brands that I'd rather reach for. So I think I'm gonna say goodbye to this. Ugh, this is so hard. Okay, I saved the two Scooby-Doo palettes because I thought they were so cute, but again, I never ever reach for these two, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these. I think they actually sent me the Rick and Morty palette. I'm pretty sure, or maybe I bought it. I don't know actually, but it's a fun, bright palette. I just never reach for this. And then I am gonna keep the Lord of the Rings one only because I really love Lord of the Rings, and now that I'm thinking about this, the palette's not in here because I bought it last year when it launched, and so it's in my pile of palettes from 2025. So I need to find it and put it in here, but I'm gonna hold on to this. So this is gonna be the only Glamlite palette in my collection, which is crazy because I used to have so many of their things. But you know, they kind of just got too repetitive and I just lost interest. So happy to move on. This is such a trip down memory lane for me. The first shelf I looked at is all like brands that I used to love, and I held on to things and I'm like, I don't really need any of these. So let's start off with Melt. I feel like I got rid of a lot of Melt in my 2025 declutter, and I haven't really gone back to any of these. So I think it's time, you guys. I think it's time to get rid of Morte. I think it's time to get rid of Vita. I just don't buy their stuff anymore. I'm just not interested in what they're putting out, and I would like to make room on my shelf. So this is Gemini. And then I bought Fatally Yours. I don't even think I did anything with this palette. I want to keep this palette because I think I bought this when I was at the hospital, like getting induced for my first daughter, but I never reached for this. Okay, I think I can keep just one for nostalgia. And I think I have the blush palette for this somewhere, but I think I'm going to get rid of all of the other Melt palettes I have, including this Smoke Sessions one I never reached for Blueprint. This is actually brand new. What the heck? That's crazy. Here's Smoke Sessions, pretty much brand new. I think I bought myself a new one because the original formula is a little iffy. And then I have the Recently Deceased, which is their Beetlejuice collaboration. And I recently saw Linda Glitter Fallout was selling hers. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have those palettes too. And I'm nowhere near a Beetlejuice fan. So I think it's time. I think that if somebody wants to get these, I would be happy if you wanted to comment, and I can throw these on Poshmark as well. Sorry, I'm not trying to pimp out my Poshmark. I just want to let people know that it is an option. I'm also going to declutter the rest of these Ace Beauty palettes that I held on to. I decluttered a majority of them in my last video, but now they're pretty much rebranded and going for a more clean girl aesthetic. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. This one's beautiful too. Look at that color story. And then we have the Oceanic palette. This is such a pretty green blue palette, but I just don't need it. And I did do a pretty savage declutter of my Sydney Grace collection as well, because a lot of the palettes I think have got discontinued. So Desert Bloom I think came out last year. I'm not really into this color story, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one as well. And then I kept these two, Western Summer, and I think I'm going to declutter that as well. And then we have the Mountain Trail palettes. You can tell I'm really into the greens, but I'm going to pass on that. And then I'm going to keep this one. This is Tiny Marvels. It's the original. I believe I got sent this in PR back in the day. And this was created in collaboration with Mel Thompson. She was a YouTuber. She did pass away, and they still restocked this palette in memory of her. So if you want to check out Mel's channel, I think it's still up. And Tiny Marvels you can still pick up on the Sydney Grace site as well. Next is my Danessa Myricks collection. This is Lightwork 6. I'm going to hold on to it. I don't think you can get it anymore, but I want to keep it. These I should probably declutter because I'm never going to use these. This is Lightworks 4. This is Lightworks 3. This is so pretty. And then I have the two Maneater palettes from Tarte. These are just really nice neutral palettes, and I like to have some mainstream brands in my collection. I don't think you can get these anymore, but they are very pretty. So over the top. I think I might keep those. Can't help it, but I think I'm going to declutter these. These are from Too Faced. This is the Cinnamon Swirl. I used to buy these every holiday to review for you guys because people were so into them. But I don't think people care about reviews the way they used to anymore. Another brand that I think needs some decluttering is my Colourpop collection. I just am not that into them anymore. If they send me something, I'm happy to try it out, but I hardly ever buy their stuff unless it's something I'm really, really interested in or I see it at Target. So this is their Haunted Mansion palette. They did send this one to me, and it's not really my color story, so I'm going to pass this on. I'm pretty sure I bought Getting Fresh. I never use this, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that on as well. This one I think is so beautiful because it's such a fun, spicy neutral palette, but I haven't reached for this in forever, so I'm going to pass this on. Love the color story of the Aurora Lights. This is kind of a more cool tone one, so I can live without it. It's a Mood is definitely a different one for Colourpop, but I never reach for this, so I'm going to declutter this as well. Precious Metals is so stunning. I don't even think I've used this palette. It doesn't even look swatched. I feel bad. I feel bad. Look at all this money I spent. It's so sad. Anyways, I think I'm going to pass this on as well because I really don't think I am going to make any content with this. I could probably film something with this and hope that somebody uses like an affiliate link, but is that really going to happen? So yeah, I'm going to pass this on. Somebody I know that got this in PR sent it to me because they know how much I love Harry Potter. I haven't used this. I don't know if I ever will, but I'm going to keep it because I do still love Harry Potter, and I didn't buy this with my own money, so I feel like it's okay if I keep it. I think it's time to say goodbye to Limoncello. I really kept this for the packaging for so long, but I think it's time to say goodbye. I'm gonna get rid of the Frosty palette. I think they sent me this one as well, and if you know me, this is not my color story, so it's time to move it along. I can't get rid of Beauty and the Beast. I don't think I would ever use this palette, but I love this Disney movie, so I'm gonna keep this. I also can't bring myself to get rid of Lush Life. I don't think I'll ever put this back on my eyes again, but it was so good and I love greenery, so I'm gonna hold on to this. I think I'm gonna do the same thing with Good Sport. I just feel like it was such a good palette and it's so iconic. I'm not ready to get rid of it just yet. I did keep the Star Wars collection because I love the packaging. Like, this is so cool. My husband is a huge Star Wars fan. I don't really care about it that much, but I think this is so pretty, so I'm going to keep this as well. I think there was a time in my life where I would have probably cut off an arm just to get a Natasha Denona palette, but we're growing up, you guys. I'm getting older, and I feel like I'm ready to let go of some of these Natasha Denona palettes. I think we can start off with the Trio Chrome palette. This was like her first ever palette to have duochromes in it, and I never reached for this, so I think it's time to say goodbye. This feels crazy. I'm going to keep the Biba palette only because it's... No, actually, I don't want this. I don't want it. I'm going to get rid of it. I also want to get rid of the retro palette because I hate this color story so much. I also really don't like the color story of the Love palette, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it on. The Sunset palette is so pretty, but I just don't really love this color story as much as some of the other indie palettes in my collection, so I'm going to pass this on. I Need a Warm palette is pretty. I think I'm going to hold on to this in case I want to compare it to something else. The Glam palette does not give me joy, so I'm going to pass this on. I Need a Nude is pretty boring looking as well, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. I hate the pastel palette. I love the packaging, but I hate this palette, so I'm going to pass this on. I'm also going to pass on the Zendo palette. I think this is an interesting color story, but I just never want to go back to this. I don't like this color story that much either. It's fine, but I definitely know I like the I Need a Warm palette. And so I feel like I am happy with just the one. I'm going to pass this one on as well. I'm definitely keeping the Yucca palette. This is so fun. I also don't remember loving this retro palette color story, so I'm going to pass this on. Love the Bronze palette. I will keep this one. It's a great fiery neutral palette. This is the Golden palette. I definitely don't think it did the original gold palette justice. So I think I'm going to go ahead, well, should I keep it? I'm going to pass this on. It doesn't bring me joy. Same with this one, My Dream. Well, actually, I like the dark shades in here. I think I'm going to keep My Dream, actually. Ugh, I don't like this one. This is the Xenon palette. I don't know. If you know me, it's not a me palette. So let's pass it on. Okay, this is the Glam Face palette. This is the light version. Honestly, I feel like this is so handy for travel. Not that I'm really traveling anywhere, but I think I might keep this and try and put it in a Shop My Stash. This is the Roxa palette. It's cute, but I don't know the last time I used this or thought about it, or actually even remembered it. I love the Glam Face palette in the deep version, so I'm going to keep this. This is the Love Face palette. I don't really love this one, so I'm going to pass this on. This is the Hyper Natural Face palette. Oh gosh, I forgot I even own this. I'm going to pass this on. I'm definitely keeping the Metropolis palette. I still love this one. I haven't put this on my eyes in a long time, but I can't bring myself to get rid of this. I feel like I should pull the Circle Loco palette out and see if I can actually do a look with this. I don't know if that'll ever actually happen, but I'm going to keep this because it's probably one of her most colorful palettes. I'm going to keep the gold palette because, I don't know, memories, I can't help it. I'm going to declutter the Star palette because this palette does not bring me joy. And then I'm definitely going to keep these giant palettes because I still haven't gotten around to using them. And I don't know if Natasha Denona will ever make anything as iconic as these again. So I'm going to keep them. But yeah, they're still untouched, which is insane. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Seriously. I literally just put aside over half of my Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, which is crazy, but I don't reach for them. So why am I letting them take up space? Because I know I don't have enough space on my bookshelves for all my eyeshadow palettes right now. So I'm actually kind of excited to be getting rid of some of this stuff. This I'm going to keep for nostalgia purposes. This is the Moschino eyeshadow palette that they did with Sephora. It's so adorable. I would not wear these shades on my eyes right now, but I just can't help it. I love the little bear. I fought hard for this bear and I'm going to keep it in my collection. Okay, I've got a big pile spread out here. I'm excited to tackle all of this with you. So I got rid of a considerable amount of Huda palettes in my last declutter and I'm ready to part with these three as well. So we have Icy Nudes right here, which I know I'm never going to use. It's too cool tone. Pretty Grunge is also a very cool tone and I'm not going to use it. And I feel like Huda's really gotten away from eyeshadow because the clean girl aesthetic kind of made sure it was the last nail in the coffin for eyeshadow palettes from mainstream brands at least. This one does look really pretty empowered. Ugh, I don't need it. I'm going to pass it on. Okay, next I found like a pile of my Arttitude and some other indie brands. So I'll just go through them with you guys. So this is the Man-Eater palette from Arttitude. I think this is one of their original palettes and it's such a fun color story. I think I might pass this one on though because they've gone through a rebranding and stuff and I don't even think you can get this one anymore. This is another pretty palette from them. I really enjoyed playing with it. This is kind of their new style of packaging. So this is the vintage palette. And I thought this was such an interesting color story. This is their Metamorph palette. Really fun color story as well. And this is their Urban palette, which I also thought was a fun color story from Arttitude. Okay, I think I'm gonna get rid of all of these Game Beauty palettes. I really haven't heard anything from them over the last year or so. And I think they're still making makeup. I get stuff from them every once in a while. And these are really good. I just never reach for them. And I don't think I can think of a reason off the top of my head that I would need to keep these in my collection. I definitely bought this just to make a video. This is the Lancome Cafe Crush palette. Very neutral, kind of reminds me of the Isamaya palette that I was just like a one-off thing in my collection. It's pretty, but I have other neutral palettes I could probably reach for instead. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter. I really like the Alter Ego palettes that they make. I don't know if they're, you know, kind of taking a break. Again, like I said, I feel like palettes are just so expensive to make these days that brands really have to cut back with the tariffs and stuff. So I don't know if they'll make more eyeshadow palettes, but I feel like I can get rid of this one for now. And Klarity, I feel like, is a brand that's always trying to figure out their influencer and creator partnerships. I've had codes with them. I've had my code taken away. I'm not really sure why they do the up and down thing, because I feel like creators also notice when brands do that. So I hope they kind of get their strategy figured out, but I think I'm going to probably declutter this one. I'm also going to declutter this one from them. I feel like this has a shattered shade in it. Yeah, this is such a mess. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. And they did send me this one, I think, the Other Side palette. It's a little cutie palette, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pass this on as well. Terra Moons has come out with so many cute palettes since this original palette. I feel like I'm holding on to a piece of history, but I'm also okay with just going ahead and passing this on. A newer to me brand is Davini, and they have some fun palettes. This is their Currency palette that was mermaid inspired. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this. And then this is their Ascensions palette, which I think was one of their older palettes, and they did send me this one in PR. Here's more Klarity. I think they sent me these ones too. I'm going to go ahead and pass them on. Here's the Aloha palette. I know they're sending me their new highlighter palette, so I will definitely try that out, but I don't want to hold on to any of these right now. And then here is my other Alter Ego palette. This is the Amber Glow, super pretty neutral palette. I'm pretty sure I got rid of the Natasha Denona Golden palette, so I don't need this one either. It doesn't really bring me joy, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it on. Okay, let's go ahead and tackle Nomad, one of my favorite brands. They did bring this one back for their 10-year anniversary, and I think it's cute, but I don't love it, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. Okay, this is Ghost Town USA, and I think this is beautiful. They do still have this in stock, so I think I'm going to hold on to this one. I'm also going to go ahead and declutter this one. It's their Berlin palette, and it's cute, but I just don't love it. I don't believe they sell Royal Europe anymore, and as much as I love it, and it has these beautiful multi-chromes, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. Okay, we've got America's Parks, which I still think is available on their site. Yep, it's still on here for 44 bucks, so maybe I should hold on. I don't know. Am I going to do content with this? I do like it because it's green. I think I'll keep it. We've got, oh wait, I have two? Oh, because they re-released it. Did they re-release it? How do I know which one's the new one now? Oh, look at that. They thought of everything. They put 10th anniversary on there. So I'm going to get rid of the older one, keep the newer one. I love the Hudson palette. I don't think I can get rid of this, even though I don't think this is available anymore. I don't know if you guys think this, but I didn't love the Fairy Tale one. So Fairy Tale Europe, I think I'm gonna declutter. Love the Pacific Northwest palette. I'm gonna keep that. I think I'm gonna get rid of Chicago Speakeasy. I like the packaging, but it's not my favorite color story from them. Polar Express, I don't think is one they make anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. New Zealand Stargazing is beautiful, so I'm gonna hold on to this. I also love the Fire and Ice palette, so I'm gonna keep that. I really like the Ireland palette. It's another good green palette. I think it's time to get rid of the Okawango palette. Oh, this is pretty though. Nope, I'm gonna keep that. I didn't really love the Chamonix palette, so maybe this one can get decluttered. And then this is the Haunted Europe palette. Packaging is so cool. This one's cute, but I don't know. I'll keep it. I also feel like I didn't love this palette, the Route 66, because it has all these fun, colorful shimmers, but then there's no colorful mattes to go with it. So I think I'm gonna declutter this. I think I'm gonna declutter the Whistler palette as well. I just don't reach for this anymore, and I don't think they sell this anymore. I'm gonna keep the Fuji palette because I love the packaging and it has a fun color story as well. Okay, so you guys are staring at what I would call my archive of Oden's Eye. This is not all of my Oden's Eye palettes, but these are the ones that aren't the most recent that are in my collection. And just pulling these off the shelf, I kept thinking, do I need all of these or should I be ruthless? There's a lot of palettes here that are collabs. Some of these creators, I don't even know if they are uploading on YouTube anymore. I don't even know if their makeup style is still the same as the palettes they've created, which is kind of crazy to think about how old these are. So yeah, let's go ahead and just kind of get started. I do have some of these singles from back in the day. These were like some of the original ones. So I'm still gonna go ahead and declutter these because I don't really reach for them. So yeah, I'll probably put them on my Poshmark, just have somebody cover shipping for them if they want. I'll probably just like create a little bundle, but yeah, these ones are getting decluttered for sure. And then I have this collection of their mattes, which are lovely. I just don't know if I need them. I think I'll probably declutter this too. This is their Solmon 2 palette. I don't know if they sell this one anymore, but I never reach for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. I really like the Stone and Rock palette. This is one of my favorite green palettes in my collection and one that Oden's Eye has done, so I'm gonna hold on to this. This is the Fancy Face palette. I think this is the second one. No, yeah, this is the second one. I think this is so beautiful, but I don't reach for this either, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter. I really do like the color story of the Red Dragon. I think this is one of the more punchy neutral palettes that Oden's Eye has done, so I'm going to hold on to this one. This is the palette with Judy, and it's very pastel. I'm not really into pastels, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. Obviously, I'm going to keep my NG palettes. These you can pry out of my cold dead hands. I love them so much. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this palette that they did with Annette. It's a beautiful color story, but I never reach for it. And then this is her Giant Wolves palette. This was the first one she did with Oden's Eye. I love this color story, but I don't think there's any point keeping this because I don't reach for it, so I think I'm going to pass it on. I didn't love these holiday palettes, so I think I might go ahead and pass these on as well. Here is the Hey Reindeer palette. That one went with the snow palette that I just got rid of, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this as well. I think this Jewel and Gem is a really pretty cool tone palette that they did a while ago. I don't know if they still sell this one, but I think I might hold on to it for one more year and see if I change my mind. I really do love the Christmas Eve palette. It's one of my favorite color stories they've ever done. I know they re-released this as their single shadows this past holiday season, but I really love the palette, so I'm going to keep the palette. These are the 3 palettes from their Saga of Freya collection. This actually inspired me to name my daughter Freya, so I'm going to keep these. I don't really love the color stories, but I kind of keep them for sentimental reasons. This is my other favorite, the Merry Christmas palette. This is such a gorgeous color story. another one of my favorite color stories they've ever done, so I'm going to keep this. These are some of the collab palettes they did with Amanda Makeup Just for Fun, Lauren, and Betty Jean. So I don't know, I feel like I should probably pass these on. I think they're beautiful, but I never reach for them. I might keep Floral Story because I think this one was like super popular. It's so hard when you've met all of these creators and you love them so, so much. But do you guys remember the days when Lauren would wear pink in her inner corner? It looks so cute. And didn't she have pink hair too? Feels like it's so long ago. But actually, maybe I should just pass all three of these on. Maybe there's somebody that'll want the whole set. Okay, we're just ruthlessly decluttering here. This is the Hummingbird palette from Tina and Oden's Eye. This is another fun, bright color story, but I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. This is the Winter Alba palette. It's part of that series they did, the summer, spring, fall, and winter. I don't know where the rest of the seasons are. I think I'll keep this one just in case I need it for a future video. Silver Bells, I think we can, well, I like the color story. I like the pops of red. Maybe we'll keep this one for one more year. Here's my other Hella palette. Should I show you guys the inside in case you're new to beauty YouTube and you never got to see this? Look at it, it's so beautiful. Okay, this is the Solmon 2. I feel like this one survived a declutter last year, and it's time to say goodbye. Okay, I really didn't like this color story, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. I don't really love this color story either, so I'm gonna declutter it. This is an old palette. I love this color story. My kid dug her fingers into it, and I still kept it, but I never reached for it, so I think I'm gonna pass this on. I think this is a bunch of shimmery singles. These are beautiful. I never reach for these, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on as well. Here is the single new version of Christmas Eve. I'm going to hold on to this. And then I think I might go ahead and declutter this one too. I just wasn't a fan of this color story either, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on to somebody else. Okay, this table is now stacked full of palettes. Oh my gosh. I am usually way more of a perfectionist when it comes to filming this video, but honestly, I feel like I'm gonna upload it in whatever state it ends up being. Hopefully it's not too chaotic, but I feel like my feelings have changed. I used to be very much a collector. I still feel like I am, but I have a lot of makeup items from brands that I'm like, do they even make this palette anymore? And I would love to keep it all, but honestly, it's so hard because my shelves are not gonna expand to occupy my palettes. Like, I have limited room and I don't have any more space to put another shelf. So ideally, what I would love to do is once my kids are in school, I'll have them in school half a day. And so I would love to get all of my stuff decluttered and just be able to close my closet door in my makeup room, and then anything extra just packed away so I can have like a more serene environment. Right now, I couldn't even do like a room tour in here because there's just stuff out of place. There's kids' toys. Sometimes I buy like backup toys for gifts for school friends. I have some books. I have extra Lego sets. Anything I need to hide from my kids is down here, and I don't think it's serving me the way I would have hoped. So a big part of my declutter is to keep open space for new palettes and just to get rid of things that I don't think brands are selling anymore. So I'm going to start off with Gourmande Girls. I just hopped on their website and I'm just trying to take a peek. It looks like this palette is still around. So this is the Nevermore palette. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter this one just because I don't feel like it's my favorite color story from them. Just going to try and be really thoughtful about what I'm going to keep and what I'm getting rid of. This is the Trap palette. I really love this color story from them, so I'm going to hold on to this. This is Nueva Vida. I just talked about this in a video actually. This is their collab with Steph's Beauty Stash, and it's so fun, so vibrant, but I don't really reach for this palette anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it on. This is Nightshade. I think this is such a fun color story, so I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this. I really love Silent Night. It's fun and it's blue. I don't feel like they do a ton of blue palettes, so I kind of want to keep this one. You can still buy Frozen Kiss, but it's a little bit more cool tone than what I like, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. This is so cute if you love the little ghost on the front, but I don't love this color story, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. This is Spooked, and it has a really fun color story, but I don't reach for it, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it on. This palette is limited edition, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it on because you can't get it anymore. I purchased 2 palettes from Devaroon. I think I bought these at the same time. So this is Gloomy Gardens, which is a really pretty color story. And I also have this one. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's The Moth and the Moon or something. I think this was their first ever palette. I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one, and I'll keep Gloomy Gardens. Okay, next brand we're going to talk about is Unearthly. There's a lot of palettes from them I don't think they make anymore, and so I'm going to declutter. I'm limited in space on my shelves. My shelves are so full, I'm stacking palettes right now, and I'm also housing the palettes from my eyeshadow palette ranking videos and stuff in bins. So ideally, I would like an empty shelf where I can accumulate my 2026 eyeshadow palette collection so that when I do my end of the year videos, they're easier for me to grab. We're making room, and this palette is gonna go to a new home. I totally kept these because they were in a limited edition Halloween box, and they're so adorable, but I don't think they're bringing these back anytime soon, and even if they did, I don't think the formula would be the same. So these are like barely used and so cute. I would keep them if I had unlimited space, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass them on. I'm gonna pass this one on too. This is the Night Terror palette. I'm gonna pass on this one. It's Spaced Out, another limited edition box collection. I can't remember when. I think this was a spring box. Can't get rid of my friend Heather's palette. This is so beautiful, and I will treasure Resurgence forever. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one as well. Super cute. This is one of my favorite color stories that Unearthly ever did. It is Dead of Night. I don't know if they'll ever bring this back in a different format. I recently got the Oden's Eye Mystic Gleam, I think is the palette, and it has a very similar color story, and it's newer. So I'm going to hold on to that and declutter this. This is such a pretty rainbow palette from Unearthly. This is Vitality, and oh man, I don't know, should I keep it or should I let it go? I feel like I need to ask Amanda if she's planning on bringing any of these back. For now, I'm going to let it go because if it's never coming back and you guys can't get it, there's no point in me holding on to it either. This is Don't Be Jelly. Such a fun color story. This palette retails for 50 bucks on the Unearthly website, so you can still grab it. This is still on there as well. This is the Dreamer palette. It's a really pretty purpley color story, and there's a whole collection with this one. This is Charmer, which I'm just checking to see if this one is on the Unearthly website. I don't see it. I think this is a bit older, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. I thought I would never get rid of this one. This is Devour. I think this was another limited edition mystery box eyeshadow palette, but I'm going to pass this on. I don't think you can get this one either. This is Surrender. And I think this is a Valentine's mystery box, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. Get Groovy is the same as the other palette, that Groovy theme. And it was in a mystery box, but I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on as well. I love High Temp, so I'm going to keep this one because it's warm and delicious, and I still think Amanda's going to keep making this one. Who doesn't love Sorcerer's Smoke? If you want like a grungy, green and neutral palette, this is the one for you. This is Fall Magic. This is such a magical palette. We still can get this one on the Unearthly website. It retails for $60, so I'm gonna keep that. This is Gargoyle, super cool tone and grungy. I'm gonna hold on to this. Spring Magic, I think, was the one they announced when we did the New Orleans Creators and Friends, and I remember waiting to get to the airport and I was watching this palette because they had sent samples and I was like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. So I'm going to keep this for the memories. And then this is their vampire palette. It's called Just a Taste. Look at that. It's grungy, but there's some pops of warm reds in there. So I'm going to hold on to this one as well. Okay, let's talk about this big guy quick. This is the Dede Signature and Plume collection that they did with Makeup on Your Radar, which is an Instagram account that's kind of like the indie trend mood. And these palettes, I think I ended up using one. There was stuff with like shipping, and I ended up just not having time to fully like dedicate anything to this really. So these palettes are basically brand new. And yeah, if somebody is a big fan of Makeup on Your Radar and you weren't able to get this, I'll be happy to throw it on Poshmark for you guys to grab. But yeah, this was a beautiful collection. I don't want to open every single one because otherwise we'll be here forever. But yeah, shout out to Dede Signature and Makeup on Your Radar. Okay, next brand I think I'm going to declutter is everything from Martine Cosmetics. These palettes are so cool. I think I first saw them on Beauty Bay, and my friend Heather, I think, got some of these in PR. And I don't even know how to open this. Oh, yep, now I remember. And I just thought these were the coolest palettes. They kind of have like a Jeffree Star vibe to them because they have like these trunks. Oh my gosh, this magnet is so strong. And the color stories are quite interesting as well. But I was just on their website. I used to get these on Beauty Bay, and I don't really know what happened to Beauty Bay. So I don't even think I can get these any more easily, and their website is all in, I can't remember what country the owner of this brand is from, but the website is all in a foreign language, and I couldn't even figure out where the eyeshadow palettes are. From what I could tell, just from clicking through all the makeup, they don't even make eyeshadow palettes. So I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter all of these because I don't reach for them ever. I don't even think about them. And of course, if these were the only eyeshadow palettes in my collection, I'd probably use them more. But since I have so many other options, I'd rather make space. So it kind of kills me because, you know, they're a European-based brand, and it would probably cost me so much to repurchase these if I ever wanted to, but I just haven't reached for these in so long, so it just doesn't make any sense for me to keep them, even though back in the day I was working and so I could afford to buy myself all of these palettes. But now it's a bit of a different story, and I guess I just value space more. This is their holiday palette, so cute. Looks like a little Christmas sweater. Don't you love that? And then they have the spooky one. I had a bunch of palettes I haven't even tried. Like this one is brand new. Isn't that cool? It was their like shark bite inspired collection. And then this is another trunk. Oh yeah, this is a money collection. So it looks like a debit card, but that's a fun grungy green color story as well. So these are so fun and unique, but I just never think about them. So we're gonna put them in the declutter bin. Okay, the pile is getting smaller, which is so exciting. And we still have a bunch more to go, but still, progress is progress nonetheless. So I think the next pile of palettes we're gonna tackle is gonna be Cosmic Beauty. And I just wanna see on their website too what else they have, what they're gonna be carrying and what they've discontinued, just so I don't like hold on to things that you can no longer get. Love that they got a US warehouse. That is so helpful. Okay, so the first palette on here is Muse, and I know people love this one because it's green, but it's like basically floral and has all the colors you would think of if you think of a beautiful flower garden. So I'm going to hold on to that. Also, another thing I love about Cosmic Beauty is their palettes are so affordable. So this one is 30 bucks, which I think is a good price. I didn't get rid of this one the last time, but I think I will. I don't think they sell this one anymore. It was, I think, one of their first palettes. This is Royal Rose, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. I love neutrals. You can pull this out of my cold dead hands. I love this color story, so I'm gonna keep this. This is why I couldn't keep a lot of the Natasha Denona palettes, because these ones are so good and they're indie and they're so affordable. This is Undergrowth. Look at this grungy green color story. Okay, I don't think you can get this one anymore. It was a limited edition holiday palette, but I love it so much that I'm gonna keep it. This is 'Tis the Season. This is another beautiful Cool Trolls palette. I feel like this looks like so many other palettes in my collection, but again, it's affordable. It's like $41. And I love the quality of Cosmic Beauty, so I'm going to keep this one. Another one I can't get rid of. This is a beautiful blue palette. It's the Wonderland palette. This was one of their holiday palettes from a few years ago. Sinister was a exclusive to a Halloween mystery box, I think. I don't see this on their website currently. I don't know if it's sold out and they're not gonna bring this back anymore, but I'm gonna hold on to it. This is the palette that started it all. This is the one that really kind of catapulted them to the next level. This is Serenity, and it's still such a stunning color story. This is the one that broke, I think, when it came to me, and I kept it the last time I filmed a collection video, but this time I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on. And then this is their Gothic palette. I think this is a cutie. I believe they still sell this one as well. It is their first smaller palette that they did. Actually, I'm not seeing this on their website. I wonder if I should pass this on because I really haven't reached for this. I think I will. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. Okay, so we decluttered 3, which isn't bad, and we kept a whole bunch. So that's fine because Cosmic Beauty is one of my favorite eyeshadow brands. Okay, so the next 2 brands we're gonna talk about are Lethal and Fantasy Cosmetica. Lethal did have a rebranding very recently, so I feel like a lot of these palettes are with their old logo and stuff, and I don't know how many more of these they will continue to make or if they'll like repackage them eventually. But again, I want to travel light because they've already announced a new collection, so I might as well make some room. So I will keep the Dexter palette because I did really love the show, and this is such an epic palette. They made it look like his little like blood platelets, I think they're called, that he keeps. So I'm going to keep that one because it's such a cool palette. The annoying thing about Lethal is they don't put their names of the palettes on them. I think this one is called Midnight Serenade, and it's nice, but I never reach for this, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. This one is kind of a cutie. I really love the packaging. I can't remember what this one is called either, though. Let's see if the inside will tell me. Which one is this? Okay, this is the Spellcraft palette. Super cute, but one that I never reached for either, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter. Okay, I love these 2 color stories, so I might still keep them. Okay, this one I think I can get rid of actually now that I've seen it again. It's just kind of a neutral, warm palette, but this one is such a beautiful color story. Look at, I can't remember what it's called. They don't make this one anymore, but I kind of want to keep it because it's so pretty. I think I'll keep it just 1 more year. Okay, these are the Airbender palettes, and I don't think they sell these ones anymore. On the website, they have the Earth palette and the Air palette left. So, I mean, good reason because these palettes are awesome, but I'm not really into Avatar, and so I feel like I don't really need to keep this. This is the Earth palette. You can still buy this one for $39, but I will be happy to put this up as a bundle on my Poshmark and just charge shipping to get it to somebody that might love this, and you know, they missed out on it when it launched and now they would like a chance to grab it. I can totally do that. And then this is a little singles palette that they sent me when they rebranded. I don't even know what these singles are or anything, so I think I'll just pass this on to somebody. So there are more Lethal palettes because they did send me a bunch in 2026. But these are the 2 that were left from all of the Lethal palettes that were on my makeup shelf. Okay, we're on to my Fantasy Cosmetica collection. And this is a beautiful singles palette that they came out with I think, the Monk collection. I think, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pass these singles on. The empty palette is so cute though. I might hold on to that, but the singles are going to get passed on. Just keep everything together so that I can go to one spot, you know? This is the Monk palette. This is still available on their website. It retails for $35.99. And I'll keep that because it's kind of like a warm neutral color story. This is Rogue. I thought this was such an interesting color story. I don't see it on their website at the moment, so I'm assuming that it's discontinued, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass that on. Okay, this is Sorcerer, and I don't see this on their website either, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. This is the Fighter palette, and it's a warm and cool tone palette. Not really my favorite color story, so I'm gonna pass this on. This is the Bard palette, and it's such a fun color story. It's got some warm neutrals and then a pop of blue. I don't think they sell this one anymore, so I'm going to pass it on. This is the OG. This is the Druid palette. It was their first ever palette, and it's still available on their website for $35.99. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one. This is actually the new version with the new packaging. I think I got this in a goodie bag during Creators and Friends. I'm going to keep that for sure. This is another one that they have called the Wizard. And it is on their website right now on sale for $22.50. So I'm thinking that means it's going to get discontinued. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on. This is their Warlock palette. I think this packaging is so cute. I don't see this one on their website either, so I think it's getting discontinued, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on. This is Cradle in Ice, and I don't see this one on the website either, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter. This is their collab with Makeup Just for Fun. This is the Enchanted Autumn palette. This is on their website for $45. I think this is such a beautiful palette. I am gonna go ahead and declutter this though, because I don't really reach for it, so yeah. I just wanted to pass it on. From the stuff that's currently sitting on my makeup shelves, this is my favorite Fantasy Cosmetica palette, probably of all time. I love this so much. This is Harvest of Souls. I really don't know what the reference is video game wise, but I just love this color story. Love the grungy shades, love these blues. We've also got some cool tone berries here. So yeah, it's a fun palette, and it constantly sells out and they have to restock it, which is awesome. Okay, so for everything that was on my shelf, these are the 3 palettes I'm keeping, and I'm decluttering 9 palettes. Okay, let's talk Glaminatrix. So this is their Into the Night palette. This actually just restocked, and it's got some fun neons in it and some fun jewel tones in it, so it's an interesting color story. I think I'm gonna I kind of want to declutter it because I hate this. It like sticks out, but I do like this color story, so I think I'm gonna hold on to this one. We also have the beautiful Sugar and Spice. This is such a fun color story. I don't think they're gonna make this one anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. This is Nearly Neutral, and it's such a fun palette, but I never reach for this one either, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter it. I feel like I have to keep You Beauty because very first few palettes, I think this was like their second one, so I'm going to keep this one. This one, they said that they're going to like revamp this year. This is their first ever palette. I still remember Annette's Makeup Corner talking about how much she loved this palette, and mine is unused. They did re-release it a few years ago, and I did purchase it, but I never did anything with it. I think I'm going to keep it to compare it if the revised version ever comes out. This is the Barely Basic palette. It's so pretty, but let me tell you, in 2025, they came out with so many fire palettes. I feel like I just love those ones so much more than this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. This is their Glamorous palette. Such a fun color story. I really love greens and purples together. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one on though, because again, I have so many palettes from them that I love, and I'd rather make room for those. This is the Nocturnal. This was another one that wasn't really my favorite color story, so I'm going to pass this on. This is the Pretty in Pastel palette. You already know pastels are just not my favorite, so I'm going to pass this on as well. Rich Romantic, and it's super cute, but I never reach for this one, so I'm going to pass this on as well. This is the Silent Night palette. I believe, did I get this one sent to me? This was a limited edition holiday palette. I think I bought this one actually, and it's super cute, but I never reach for this, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on as well. Okay, this is where we have a lot of just stuff that's kind of just older. I keep finding singles like this. These are some from Dede Signature, so I need to like put them all together, but it's a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I did save a bunch of BH palettes, but I never reach for these, so it's time. This is the Blueberry Muffin palette. This is Passion in Paris, never to be forgotten, y'all. I kept all of my ice cream palettes, but I think it's time to move these along. I'm never gonna reach for them. So let me just show them to you as one last hurrah. This is Sugar Cone. The quality of these was so good. This is Cherry on Top. This is my favorite, Pistachio. This is Orange Sorbet. Bubblegum. And Cotton Candy. Okay, this little guy is from Clionadh. This is the Deep Sea Treasure palette. I'm gonna keep that. I think I'm gonna declutter this Dragon Fruit palette. This is their collab with Emily Violet Marie. And I know they repackaged this and I just never reach for it. I love the stained glass shadows, but I'm happy to pass this on to somebody else. I think it's time for me to get rid of the Lion King palette too. This is a collab they did with Sir John. And I have kids now and my kids love the Lion King, but I just never even think of this palette, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. I don't know if my friend Amy even still has this palette, but this was a collab she did forever ago with a brand that kind of screwed her over, honestly, and I don't think they even exist anymore, so I think it's time to move this on. This is the On Top of the World palette that Clionadh did. I think this is beautiful, but mine is kind of a mess. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna keep this because I love the sparkles, but I don't know if this is gonna survive another collection video. Love me the Paleo palette. I had the originals, I held on to them forever, and then I let them go, and they redid them, y'all, and I love these. I love when they mix their mattes and shimmers together, and these palettes were so iconic. I thought I got rid of this little dragon palette from What's Up Beauty, but I'm glad I have it because I'm loving their new palette, the Skyfire palette. So yeah, I'm excited that I kept this one because I feel like I didn't give it enough of a chance. Okay, this is also a Gourmande Girls palette. It was hanging out by itself. Everybody loved this one. I don't know that she's bringing this back, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this as well. This is the Crow palette. The quality is amazing from Wicked Widow, but I just never reach for this. This is another Wicked Widow palette. This is the Tales of Terror. This was a Halloween palette they did. I love this color story, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass. These are some older palettes from Dede Signature. This is the Blooming Basket. I don't think they're gonna reproduce this, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. They came out with so many good ones that I just wanna keep the best ones. This is the Ultimate Cappuccino. I hope they redo this palette in their new format. Their most loved Fearless Holiday. This was such a hit. And here's what it looks like. And then we have the Chromebook Volume 1. They just came out with Volume 3. I feel like I'm gonna get rid of Volume 1. And this is Chromebook Volume 2. I'm gonna keep this one because it's in the new format. I think I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. This is Sweet Aesthetic. It's an all matte palette. Okay, I definitely found some treasures in my treasure box. So this is the Escape Pod palette from Kaleidos. They actually redid this and I kept it. And the original, I think I decluttered in my last collection, but I never really go back to this, and I don't know that they're making eyeshadow right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. I feel like I kept this one as a status symbol for so long. This is the Kaleidos Deep Sea Luster palette, but I think it's time to let it go. I can't believe I'm saying that. I think this might be one of the most coveted palettes on the internet, but I just don't do anything with it, and I feel bad. Like if somebody else wants it, they might as well get some use out of it. This one is never leaving. This is Club Nebula. This was their collab with my friend Angie. I feel like this is where it all started, and look at her now. She's got her own brand, but never forget Club Nebula. These two, I am going to go ahead and declutter. The brand Shroud doesn't exist anymore. And these were their collabs with Betty Jean, who has gone on to do even more collabs now, which is so exciting, but it's time to say goodbye. Okay, I do still think this palette kind of takes my breath away. This is the Tarte Beauty palette, and if you don't know what happened with Tarte Beauty, yeah, I guess I've just been on the internet longer than you. I'm gonna keep this one. I feel like it's iconic still, so I'm gonna keep it. This is my friend Samantha's collab with Ofra Cosmetics. This is the Life's a Draft palette, and it is iconic and very, very old. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this. I feel like Samantha would be okay with that because she's all about a clean slate. This is a little Lethal Holo palette that I found while I was clearing up my shelves, and I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on to somebody else. Okay, if you made it to this portion of the video, I want you to give me a green heart emoji. That way I can give you guys a virtual hug. I know this video is over 2 hours long, so I just want to give you guys a shout out and let you know that you are the MVP. Thank you so much for hanging with me. Okay, before we look at my Kryptine palettes, I just have these two little guys from Clionadh, and this is the Light Scatters palette. It's so cute. This is their collab with Bat to the Brow. And I also have this little guy, and I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one because I don't really reach for this one. Okay, this is a newer-ish to me brand, Kryptine, and when I find a new brand that I love, I go hard, and I need to have every single one. So this was their original, I think this is called Burn Forest, and it was out of stock forever, and I finally got my hands on it, so it's a fun color story. They have such good quality and really, really pigmented. This is another gorgeous color story from them. This is the Atlantis palette. This is Violet Crazy, not as vibrant as the last palette I showed you guys, but I'm going to keep all of these palettes from them because I love them so much. Love this color story. This is Secret Garden 1, and I'm guessing this is Secret Garden 2. Yeah. It's a cute color story as well. So we're going to keep all of the Kryptine palettes, and I'm going to keep all the other ones that they send me in 2025 too once we get to it. I can't wait to put all my 2025 palettes back on my shelves. I've made up so much space, so that's so exciting. Okay, there's definitely respect in the name Beauty Bay. They make some iconic palettes, but they had some stuff go on. I don't know if they like shut down the website. I feel like they're kind of dead a little bit to a lot of people because I feel like they screwed over a lot of people. I saw a lot of like chatter in the comment section. I feel like they got bought out. I don't know. Okay, so if you want to update us on the lore with Beauty Bay, let me know, but we need to make space, and I never reach for these, so I think somebody's about to get real lucky. So this is their Bright Palette 2.0. Such gorgeous formulas, but I think it's time to let it go to a new home. Same with the Midnight Palette. This is about to blow your mind. Look at all these blues and purples. Such a stunning palette. Would you even need anything else if you had these? Probably not. Same goes for Earthy. She is an icon, but I never reach for her. Okay, when I was laying these out, I was like, okay, am I actually gonna get rid of some of these? And the answer is yes. For sure, I know I didn't really enjoy Retro Love, so we can say goodbye. This one was really nice, Age of Opulence, but I feel like I have other palettes from them that I would rather keep. Botanical was a very popular palette, but I have other palettes from them that I would rather stick around. I don't remember loving Sunset Horizon, and I think I'm okay with getting rid of this as well. New Romance is a very pretty pinky palette, but I can pass on this. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Dark Fantasy as well. Kind of a cool color story, but I can live without it. These two I'm for sure keeping. Wilderness and Book of Magic are iconic, and I cannot put a price on these, so I'm going to keep them. And I don't remember loving New Mood, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that on as well. These all look so beautiful as I'm opening them because I haven't seen them in forever, but I just don't reach for them. This is Love Notes, very romantic. And then this is Berries, such a cutie pie, but I never reach for it. So somebody's about to score big with these beauty pie palettes if you never got your hands on any of them. Wow, this actually looks like such a mess. So this is the stuff that's been sitting on my floor for over half a year now. And it's my 2025 eyeshadow palettes. So I'm sure these are all ready to go meet their cousins and their brothers and sisters. And the ones that I rank really low are ready to find new homes. So let's just get started. I have to pick, look at this, number 73 of my ranking. This is the Adventure Time palette from Lethal last year, and I just did not like this palette, so it is going somewhere else. This is the Ground Up palette from Glaminatrix. See what I said when I got rid of some of those Glaminatrix palettes? I felt like I was being cruel, but I just know I had a lot of really lovely Glaminatrix palettes in 2025, so I'm happy that these can now live a comfortable, cushy life on a shelf. What's this one? This is the Nomad Crisquindo Market palette. I will say I don't love this color story, so I think I'm going to be ruthless and go ahead and pass it on now. I think I'm going to go ahead and pass this one on right now as well. This is the Wicked Widow palette, and it's their collab with American Psycho. I love their formula, but this color story was just not for me. Here's another great Glaminatrix palette. I didn't rank it very high. This is Timeless Tones, probably because it's kind of a cool tone palette, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. This is Arcana from Arttitude. It's such a pretty color story. This is the Unoriginal Nudes palette from Beaute Bar. It's a very neutral palette from them, and one that I did not rank very high last year, but I'm going to hold on to it because I love this brand so much. Next we have from Blend Bunny, this is the Haunt Me palette. Definitely not a favorite of mine from Blend Bunny last year, but I'm going to hold on to this one as well. This is the Klarity Cobra palette. It's a fun green eyeshadow palette. I think they still make this one, so I'll maybe hold on to it this year. These are covered in dust. It's so bad. Okay, this is another Glaminatrix palette. This is the Nearly Natural. So it's a more neutrally natural palette. Not really my favorite, but I will hold on to it for my job, of course, for like video creation purposes. This is Submerge from Arttitude. I really love this color story. This is Golden Tides from Dede Signature, and they did a collab, and it's a cutie 9-pan palette. Remember I said I have more Kryptine palettes. This is Emerald City from them. Here is the Smolder palette from Cosmic Beauty. Not really my favorite color story, but cool tone palettes were so trendy last year, so you're gonna see a lot of them in this bin. This is Unearthly Dead Cute. I think this was kind of their comeback to Vitality. It's a really colorful palette, so I'm gonna hold on to this one. Here is another redo. This is Not Normal, and this is one of my favorites from them. Such a fun color story. I'm gonna keep this. This is the Glamlite Lord of the Rings collab palette. Really not that interesting as far as color story goes, but I love the Lord of the Rings series so much, so I'm gonna keep this. Oh my gosh, I forgot that Pat McGrath came out with a Mothership palette last year. I feel like I should declutter all of these because I never really talk about them anymore, but oh my gosh, they're so expensive. I think they're gonna buy themselves more time on my shelves. Since this palette, they've declared bankruptcy. They've tried to sell the brand. I think somebody finally bought it. Who knows what's gonna happen. Will we ever see another Mothership palette again? I have no idea. I am going to go ahead and pass this on. This is the Shadow Petal palette from Unearthly. I'm also going to declutter Thinking of You from Unearthly. This is the Ranger palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this one. This is Murky Meadows from Unearthly. I think this is a fun color story, so I'm going to hold on to it. This is Artificer from Fantasy Cosmetica, and it's a beautiful warm neutral palette. This is Drops of Fantasy from Dede Signature. I'm going to keep this one. Look at how bright this is. Fatty Jeans collab with Fantasy Cosmetica. I'm going to keep this one. This is Gourmande Girls Call of the Sirens. Probably one of my favorite packaging they've ever done. Okay, this is the Love Language palette from Oden's Eye and Morgan Turner. I think this is so cute. This is the Bitten palette by Gourmande Girls. This is Crowned Legacy. It's a collab between Glaminatrix and Monolith. Here is the Davini palette from Davini Beauty. This is this little cutie pie from Glaminatrix. I don't even know what this collection was. It feels like forever ago, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. This is Adept Minka. This was my number 4 palette last year. It's Merry Christmas from Oden's Eye. This is the redone version with the singles. Palette number 14 last year. This is Lightworks. What is this one? 7 from Danessa Myricks. Oh my gosh. I swear they taught me the Roman numerals in school, you guys. Another hit from Dede Signature is From the Roots. Okay, I think this was one of my favorites. This is Broken Jewels. This palette, for me, sold so much from Beaute Bar. This is Crystallized. I was a little bit surprised because I feel like I'm such an Ocean Jewels girl. But this is such a beautiful palette, and the name is perfect, of course. Ah, such a hit from Dede Signature. This is Festive Elegance. You guys loved this palette. Gonna keep Merry Chrissy from Glaminatrix as well. This was their holiday palette last year. One of my favorites from Cosmic Beauty. This is Starlight Society. How fun. And another one that was such a hit, Dark Dreamscape from Beaute Bar. Look at how gorgeous this is. Here's Ocean Jewels from Beaute Bar. Oh my goodness. This was my favorite palette of 2025. Here is Seraph from Kryptine. I think this was their Halloween palette last year. And it is so stunning. You guys know I love a red eyeshadow. This is Adept EBEs. Oh, so beautiful. And then you guys made me buy this one. This is Oculus from Terra Moon Cosmetics. I am definitely going to keep this one. The quality is amazing. Wow, guys, how soon we forget the palettes we have when they're sitting in a pile. So this is the Colourpop and Tangle collection. I ranked this pretty low. Actually, this top half is palettes I ranked pretty low in my last ranking video. So these are all gonna just get decluttered. There's hair on this one. Oopsies. This is the Grinch palette. I feel like I should keep this one just for my kiddos, but I'll just put it in my declutter pile and then they can pick it out if they want. I love me some Blend Money, but I did not like the plastic palette, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. Again, another brand I love, but I did not love the Shattered Romance palette. Gourmande Girls Mocha Moment was such a hit, so we're definitely gonna keep this. This is Siempre Viva from Davini, such a vibrant, fun palette. This one I'm definitely decluttering. This is Moonlight from what's this brand? I've always wanted to get, oh, this is Pastel Rose, I think. And I always wanted to get PR from them, and I love their palettes, but this one is just not for me. I love Gourmande Girls, but I just didn't love this color story. 10 out of 10 on the packaging, but the color story is a no for me. Love Sydney Grace, but I feel like I have this palette already this year, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. I'm sure somebody would love to get their hands on this. I'm definitely keeping all my Kryptine palettes. So this is the Sunset Harmony palette, such a fun color story. This is Beauty Bay Desert Haze, a beautiful neutral palette with a pop of blue. I am going to go ahead and pass this one on as well. This is the Lovers palette from Cosmic Beauty. Such a beautiful, cool tone color story. I'm definitely keeping this. This is Smoky Glam from Beaute Bar. It's very rosy, but super pretty, and I think this is a good replacement for a lot of the Natasha Denona mauve palettes I got rid of. This is the Summer Alva palette from Oden's Eye. This is really cute. But if I think really, really hard, I feel like I'm never going to reach for this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. I love the Bonfire palette from Glaminatrix so much. This is Jay's Joy. This is the only palette I have from Titanium Foxes. And then the tariffs kicked in and they stopped shipping to the US. They're now available on Monolith if you live in the US. But I genuinely can't really afford palettes from other countries anymore. Unless I have a really good YouTube month, then I'll of course try and invest, but I just don't have the money for the tariffs and shipping and stuff. So I haven't bought anything else from them. But this palette is beautiful and they have such cool palettes. This is Ink and Roses from Arttitude. I really liked this color story. This is a Green Goddess from Beaute Bar. Definitely not my perfect green palette, but it's still very beautiful and I'm so happy to have this. This is Gothic Romance from Unearthly. Honestly, I feel like I forgot how many palettes Unearthly launched last year. This is another beautiful neutral palette from them with some mauve tones, so I'm going to keep this one as well. This is the Autumn palette from Oden's Eye. I do love the greens in this one, so I'm going to hold on to this. This is another Adept palette. I feel like I was so slow about Adept last year. This is their emo palette and it's a beautiful color story. I'm going to hold on to this. Let's look at this packaging. First of all, packaging 10 out of 10. This is the Salem palette from Nomad. I'm definitely keeping this one. This is Coalescence from Beaute Bar and Nupur. Such a fun color story. This is volume 2 of Blend Bunny and Ellis and it's a neutral palette. They actually did a all shimmer palette and then they split this neutral palette up too. So if you wanted like the warmy mauve shades, you could get it that half, and then if you wanted this half, you could get them as 2 different palettes as well. They just sent me the one big palette, so I'm gonna hold on to this, of course. This is the Death palette from Cosmic Beauty. It is a much more fun palette than it looks like it is, so I'm definitely going to keep this one as well. We've got Beauty Below from Blend Money. This was their first ever magnetic palette, lots of deep jewel tones. Love it so much. Gonna keep that. This is the Come Play With Us palette. It was the Beaute Bar Halloween palette last year. And I love Beaute Bar, so I'm definitely keeping this. This is the Mingo palette from Davini. This is a flamingo inspired palette. Very fun and colorful. This is going to be a keep. This is the I Love Coffee palette from Klarity, a beautiful neutral palette. I'm going to hold on to this as well. And then this is the Spring Alba palette from Oden's Eye. I don't really love romantic pinks and purples like this, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on. Plus I have other palettes that I'll probably reach for over this one. Okay, y'all, things are going swimmingly. I am making progress like it's my job, which it is. Okay, y'all, this is the Lethal Black Spring palette. It's a cutie. I'm gonna hold on to this. This is the Lethal Serpentine palette. This one's cute too. I'm gonna hold on to this. This is their SpongeBob palette. I definitely have to keep this one. I love this color story. This is my friend Heather's palette and she did singles with Oden's Eye. So this was kind of like a choose your own adventure situation where she wanted people to lay it out however they wanted. So this is how I did it. And kind of embarrassing, but here's my bad handwriting and all the shade names on the back. Oh, it's so beautiful. Congratulations again, Heather, on this achievement. This is the Little Angelic palette from Cosmic Beauty. This is the Cleric palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say, these are my 2026 palettes so far that I've used. I'm like, what is this? This isn't from 2025. This is the Nanscent palette from Bad to the Brows new brand, Starborn Cosmetics. How cute. This is Bleeding Hearts from Gourmande Girls. The Old Soul palette. This is their first one. Glaminatrix is doing like a series called The Archetypes. And this is the first palette from that collection. This is Apparition from Gourmande Girls. This is the Greek Odyssey palette by Nomad Cosmetics. This is Hot Mess by Sydney Grace. Pinky Promise by Beaute Bar. This is Pretty Balance from Sydney Grace. This is Lethal's Conjuring palette. I believe this came out last year, so I only just got around to using this in 2026, so I'm going to go ahead and hold on to this. This is the Paris palette from Nomad Cosmetics. This is a little Rare Beauty eyeshadow palette that they did this year. It is actually really good quality, so I am happy to have this. This is the Under the Sea palette from Colourpop. It's their Little Mermaid collab. This is Succulent Dew from Singe. So cute. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. This is Moonlight from Arttitude. I don't know how to say the name of this palette, but this is from Ladybug Glow. These are the two palettes from Nomad. They did removable shadows, so you can customize these however you want, but it was part of like a cruise collection. So this is the all matte palette and the all shimmer palette. This is Supernova from Kryptine Cosmetics. So this palette is a relaunch from Makeup by Mario. This is his first Ethereal Eyes palette. This is the Diabla palette from Blend Bunny and their collab. This is Lavender Feels from Simply Posh. Vintage Radiance from Sigma Beauty, one of my favorite palettes that they've ever done. This is Skyfire from What's Up Beauty. It is such a beautiful palette. I am so happy to have this. This was kind of a bougie purchase. This is the YSL palette. I can't remember what it's called, but I got it during the Sephora sale because I wanted to try it out. This is Dead Roses 2 from Bella Beaute Bar. I love Dead Roses 1. You're going to see it when you see all my Bella Beaute Bar palettes. And I'm so excited that they did Dead Roses 2. And then this is Sweethearts and Secrets from Dede Signature. This was their Valentine's 2026 palette. So these are all the palettes that I have in my 2026 shelf. I'm going to create a shelf right now, and I'm going to keep my 2026 palettes on my shelf so that it makes it easy for me to rank my palettes at the end of the year. And then usually I keep all the palettes I use in a month in a separate bin so I can do my monthly ranking videos. And once I do that, I move them over to another bin. So the bin's going to turn into a shelf in case any of you care about this stuff. Just giving you some behind the scenes info. Okay, I'm making such good progress. I can't stop now. This is my purgatory bin. Oh my gosh. And let me tell you, all this stuff has sat in purgatory. So I think this is going to be the sign to gift or sell all of this stuff and get it out of here. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is the Profusion and Ninja Turtles collaboration. I was such a lover of the Ninja Turtles, but I never got around to using this, so I think it's time to get rid of it. I also bought the Urban Decay Naked palette when they launched it, and I never did anything with it. I think in hindsight it was a mistake, but at the time I was like, ooh, I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna compare it to the original because I still have it somewhere, but I never got around to it. So yeah, maybe I'll pull this one out for Shop My Stash because I do love to wear neutrals like more every day, but kind of a pity that it just sat there, isn't it? This is Daydreamer. This is from Beauty Bay, and I bought it and I never used it, and that is so embarrassing. I also bought Celestial Charms. This is such a pretty color story, but I never used it, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. Most of these I bought with my own money, so I'm going to put them on Poshmark in case people wanted to buy them. Okay, these are the two, oh, I thought they were the two Twilight palettes, but they're actually the Twilight New Moon palette and the Colourpop Stranger Things collab. So these are brand new. So maybe somebody that's a collector that missed this at the time of the launch will want to buy these. Look at this one, is fun, but I honestly never really got into the Stranger Things series. I know they have a cult following. Okay, this one always skips getting decluttered, but I never get around to using this. This is from Makeup by Yolanda. I think they're still around. I think they still make makeup, but I have never used this palette, and I think it's time for me to realize I'm never going to either. This is the Color Trip. I don't think this brand even exists anymore. I feel like I maybe swatched it, but I didn't do anything else with it. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad about these. Did I buy these? I need to put these in with my collection. This is the Sirens palette from Jolie. I'm going to use this. This needs to be in a video. And this is the Carnival. Look at this palette. Are you kidding me? I need to use these. They're so pretty. So these are staying. This is a cool one too. I just decluttered this entire brand though. This is the Martine Circus palette. How fripping cool is that packaging? This is such a pretty color story. I kind of want to keep it, but I think I should declutter it. I'm just going to put it in my declutter pile. I think that if somebody buys this from me, I'll feel better That way at least I know it's not just sitting there gathering dust. Like literally, do you see the dust like flying off of these? This I think I bought thinking I was gonna do a video and then I never got around to it. So I think I'll either gift this to somebody because I think one of my friends will actually love this because it's neutrals, or I will put it on Poshmark if somebody wants to buy it. These are palettes that they redid. This was from Dede Signature. This is their Jingle Bells palette, Jingle Bell Ruby palette, but I don't even know if they're restocking this, so I think I'll pass this on. This is the Classic Autumn palette. I feel like I should keep this one. It's so beautiful. I'll have to check with Dede if she's planning on restocking these. Maybe they're still on the website. I'll have to take a peek, but this palette is beautiful. These are the other two Clionadh palettes that I never got around to using. This is Oceana. I think I swatched them, but I meant to do an eye look and I never did. This is Archeo. So pretty. Keeping those. Oh, here's the rest of the little Glaminatrix palettes. I was like, what is this collection? So I must have swatched them for a video, but never actually used them for an eye look, and that's how they ended up in purgatory. But I don't think they're gonna make these again, so I'm gonna go ahead and rehome these. Oh no, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna take it out of the packaging right now. This is Mineralscapes from Byredo, and they recently came out with a palette and I wanted to buy it so many times, and I was like, no, you're not, because you have this completely unused Byredo palette and you have no idea how you feel about Byredo. So I am gonna keep this. I'm gonna use this. It's gonna happen. Here's the other Twilight palette that I knew I bought. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe that I was gonna do a video. Spoiler alert, I never did. So if you have a Twilight fan in your life, I'm happy to rehome these. I'm so mad at myself. I never did a video with this brand. I have to check to see if they're still a thing. This is called the Dots, I believe. Yeah, that's the name of the brand, and they sent me some things. Look at this palette. It's so cute. I never did anything with it. That is so embarrassing. This is bad. Oh my gosh. This is the Appley in Love palette from Too Faced. Did I do anything with this? Oh my gosh, I totally forgot this was in here. That is so sad. Oh my gosh. That is such a pretty palette too. Oh, I want to keep this, but I think I should gift it to a friend. I have a friend that actually uses eyeshadow and uses palettes up, and I think she'll love this. This is also really embarrassing. This is the Hindash palette. I actually think I got this right around the time that they launched, but I never used this. I meant to put it in a video and I never did. So now I kind of want to use it as like a blush palette. So maybe I'll do that soon. This was another one. I think my friend might like this too. Other than the fact that it weighs a ton and she doesn't live where I live anymore. She lives out of state. So I don't know if she's going to want to fly with this. But this is such a great like everyday neutral palette. I'll have to see if this brand exists. It's the Vanity Makeup. Crazy. Crazy. I was hoping I was going to get rid of this purgatory pile, but now I feel like I have some stuff that I'm still going to keep in there, so I guess I haven't parted ways with it just yet. Oh, I'm so mad at myself about these palettes. So pretty, right? What the heck? If you've made it to this part of the video, drop a pink heart emoji in the comments. It really helps with my engagement, and I want to give you guys a virtual shout out for sticking with me. I know this video is really long and not everybody loves collection videos, so shout out to you. And I also want to say that I hope that you know that even though I'm decluttering a lot of palettes, it doesn't mean that I'm going to quit YouTube or that I've fallen out of love with makeup. I just really feel like I come on here year after year and oh my gosh, like I feel so overwhelmed or this, that, and the other. And I somehow ended up on the side of YouTube where I saw a lot of moms talking about just like decluttering, their different decluttering techniques. And I've always considered myself not somebody that holds on to too many things. But I don't know if it's just because I am a stay-at-home mom now, so I don't have as much disposable income. I try to be a little bit more, okay, I don't need to throw this away. I could do something with this, or I'll hold on to it thinking like, oh, I'm going to wear it that one day. And I've just realized that that mentality isn't really helping me. So yeah, this room just could just be a little nicer, be a little more organized. And also I just need to like stop with just buying knickknacks, like have so many knickknacks. I was super into buying the plastic Starbucks cups for a long time. And guess what? I really don't like to use plastic Starbucks cups anymore. I prefer my Awala, and I like to have cold water, and I like it when my cup doesn't sweat. So I had all these brand new Starbucks mugs. I tried to sell them on Poshmark. Nobody freaking wants them. I've actually started just giving them to friends and family that needed it, or they wanted to like use it at the lake or something or that. And that's been my only way to kind of like downsize that collection. But I've just been such a collector of things, and now I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm happy with having a makeup collection. I'm happy with having an earring collection. And I just want to downsize. I don't really collect many other things like books and stuff, so I really just want to refine. I have so many just candles and things like that, so I just want to minimize. I want to use things up, and that's just kind of been my vibe for the end of 2025, 2026. So hopefully you guys understand. Of course, I'm doing my best to explain to you, maybe over-explain, but let's keep decluttering. Okay, I had 3 things sitting in purgatory from 2025. So this is from Simply Posh Cosmetics, and it's their Down to Earth palette. This launch was kind of a little bit funky. They did like a pre-order, and so they sent it to me with another palette that I'm totally blanking on right now. But if you guys would like to see something with this, let me know if it's not too late. This was another one that I kind of regret because I bought it and I didn't have enough time. So this is the Rune palette. I don't know how to say it, from Adept. It's so beautiful, and yeah, it's in the purgatory pile. And then this is a cool brand. I believe they're from Mexico. And is it Mirame? Is that how you say it? No, I think this is the Mirame palette. But every once in a while, I'll see like ads about this brand on Facebook. And I think something that they're trying to do is eliminate plastic from their packaging. So yeah, this is the palette. As you can see, it's quite intricate, which is probably why I never got around to showing it on my channel. But I feel like I should at least swatch it. I don't know. It's not really like a me color story. So maybe I should pass it on, but I had to show it to you guys because it's been sitting in my purgatory pile forever now. So the last 2 months have been a little bit slow, so I haven't tried a ton of palettes. So that would be June and May. So I decided I'm going to combine my May and June eyeshadow palette ranking video. So all of the palettes I tried in those 2 months are sitting here. Some of them are in my beauty haul pile, so I'll add those. But I just wanted to show them to you because this is how I kind of sort things in my brain. So this is the new Blend Money Psilocybin palette. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at this color story, and the packaging is so cute. Next is another favorite. This is the Huldra palette from Singe, and this is their latest launch. It's more of a grungy green and purple palette. We also have the Summerween palette from Gourmande Girls. This is the Luminous Shadows palette from Oden's Eye. Probably one of my favorite palettes of 2026 so far is Mystic Gleam from Oden's Eye. Have you seen a more me color story? I mean, wow. Then we have the Chromebook 3 from Dede Signature. This is such a cutie. We've got Cosmic Cove from Fantasy Cosmetica and their collab with Multichromatica. And then another collab, this is Freya and Beaute Bar and their Yin Yang palette. Okay, so we're about an hour into me filming this video, and we're about to get into the shelves with some of my favorite brands. And I haven't touched pretty much anything on these shelves in quite some time. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. I feel like I have to keep repeating myself and saying I'm being really cutthroat in this video just because I feel a little bit of guilt of getting rid of stuff because I've held on to some of these things for so long. But I think that we all have the right to change our minds. And this is the season I'm in. I just want to feel a little bit lighter in this room. I want to have space to put things in and store things properly the way my storage has been intended. And right now I just have so many things that don't have a place in this room. So many bins, so many extra things I've picked up just to like store things. So in the end, I would just like to have less and more stuff put away. And for some reason, I ended up on the side of YouTube where I've been watching a lot of like decluttering and organizing is, I feel like I've ended up on the side of YouTube that makes sense to me, like speaks to me and how I like to organize my life. I'm not like a big buy all the acrylic containers to organize my makeup or just anything in my house, for example. Like my pantry is definitely not aesthetic by any means. So I've always just had this, but for the last few, I don't know, months, maybe I've been feeling just like, oh, I just have too much and it's okay to cut things down. And I feel like my makeup room is a place that I have a lot of control because it's my office and I'm ready to just say goodbye to something. So anyway, I don't even know if that made sense, but we're looking at mostly my Simply Posh Cosmetics collection. I don't think they make any of these palettes anymore, and I technically don't need any of them because I don't think they're going to bring any of these back, but I'm going to open them and show them to you, and we'll see how I feel about them. So let's start off over here. This is a Danessa Myricks palette. I think this one survived a previous declutter as well. I decided like I was actually going to try this out, and I think I might have put it in a Shop My Stash. These creams look a little bit drier, and there's no way I'm going to like reach for these teeny tiny powder pans. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in my declutter pile. I think this brand was started by somebody connected to Oden's Eye, right? By Us, that's what it was called. And they sent this palette. And I haven't seen them do anything else. I didn't even realize that eyeshadow was broken until I literally just opened this palette. Anyway, I didn't really love this, so I'm going to declutter it. But yeah, I kind of forgot about this launch and haven't really gone back and looked at their website or anything, but she's cute. It's not my favorite. Okay, now if you're a Simply Posh Cosmetics fan, you're going to really enjoy this part. So this is their Fairy Tale Fairies palette. And it's a pretty palette. I don't think I've even used this. I think they bought this back and they sent it to me and I didn't use it. This is their Coastal palette. This is Citrus Punch. I love the cover. I love citrusy things, so I love the cover. And it's pretty colorful and poppy. This one is called Berry Icy. This is the palette that was sitting on top of everything, so it's really dusty. It's called Black Cherry. This is Snow Angel. This is really cute packaging as well. This is Gingerbread Bakery. Okay, this one is Cozy Cabin, a little bit of an older holiday palette. And this is Aurora Lights, probably my favorite color story. Clearly there's a pattern here. And yeah, this is so cute. This is Genuine Gems. That's a fun, colorful palette as well. Okay, we're gonna start off with Sigma and let's go from there. So this is the Spectrum palette. This is such a pretty neutral palette from them and I'm going to hold on to it. This is Sigma New Mod. It's a really pretty mauvey color story. I'm going to keep that as well. Cool Neutrals is an unexpected favorite and I got to be at Creators and Friends in New Orleans for this launch, so I am definitely going to keep this. Quarter Rosa is kind of where my Sigma Beauty romance began. I just fell in love with this warm neutral palette, so I'm going to hold on to this. Warm Neutrals is a warm neutral palette, shocker. I really don't reach for this much, but I'm going to hold on to it. This is the Ambiance palette. It's a gorgeous warm gold palette, and I really love this palette. I think I love Sigma Beauty so much that I kept a lot of their stuff. This one I think I'm ready to let go of. This is their collab with Beauty Bird, and it's a few years old, and I really don't feel like I'm gonna feature this in any of my content, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. This is another one that they discontinued. Oh my goodness, another one I love so much. It's the Untamed palette. This is another one that I just fell in love with. I think this one came out before Quarter Rosa, but back in the day when every big creator was talking about Sigma Beauty, this was the palette a majority of them were talking about, and I was like, I need to get my hands on this palette, and I finally did. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the right thing to do would be to declutter this because I just don't think I'm gonna reach for this. I can't help but want to keep it though because I love Sigma, and Beauty and the Beast is my favorite Disney movie, like of the princess movies from back in the day, so I'm gonna keep this at least for another year. I am going to go ahead and declutter my Angela Brighton Sigma collab. I think this is so beautiful, but the colors are a little jumbly for me, and so I just don't really reach for this much. I think the Diana Saldana palette is so beautiful with Sigma. I actually got to meet her at a Sigma event back in the day when I got to visit Sigma Beauty, and she is so beautiful and so sweet. And this palette got announced, I think, after I left Minneapolis that day, so I didn't know they had a palette coming, but that was kind of fun. And this is a gorgeous palette. I think right now I've seen this like even as a gift with purchase on the Sigma website, so if you're dying to get your hands on this, you might be able to score a deal. It's cute, but I think it's time for me to pass this one on as well. Okay, this is the Alice palette. This one was announced after that trip to Sigma as well, so I have such like fond memories of this palette, and yeah, I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm just gonna keep all of their Disney collabs because, I mean, come on, they're Disney. And this is their Little Mermaid one. This they did this come out in 2024, I think? It's kind of a mess, but it's really pretty. And then this is Cinderella. Who doesn't love Cinderella? Gosh, this palette packaging is so classy. I think it's so beautiful. Okay, next I'm gonna tackle my ABH palettes really quick, and I'm sitting here looking up these ABH palettes. I wanted to see what is in stock, and the thing that crossed my mind is the way I used to lust after ABH, and now I really just couldn't care less, which sounds so bad, but I never reach for these palettes. I don't reference them, I don't compare them to anything. I haven't bought their newer palettes because I'm just not interested in them. I just feel like indie brands are just so much more interesting when it comes to eyeshadow, and that's not a hot take. That's genuinely the truth, and it's kind of crazy to think of how much the age of the eyeshadow palette, especially in mainstream, has just kind of gone away. I was really hoping we were on the uptick, but I'm guessing it's not going to be for a while. But you know what? I'm not even mad about it because the indie brands are keeping me very, very happy, so I really don't have any complaints. But if you happen to stumble upon this video for some reason and you're not an indie person, like an indie eyeshadow person or an indie makeup person, I feel like we should cue A Whole New World. Like, once you go indie eyeshadows, it's so hard to find anything mainstream that's going to make you as happy as indie eyeshadows will, especially if you love sparkly, shiny shadows. So that's my public service announcement. If you happen to have made it through like the first hour of this video, which is basically all indie brands that you're probably like, I've never heard of that brand, I've never heard of that brand. What I used to be like 6-7 years ago when I discovered the world of indie brands, then maybe today is the day that you shop from one of these brands. But ABH is by no means an indie brand. I guess technically they are because they are women owned, and I think they're not like owned by like a conglomerate, or maybe they are, I don't even know. But this is one of their newer palettes. Their older palettes, iconic. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm gonna get rid of all of my ABH palettes in this video. We'll see. I just don't use them. I have no reason to keep these things on my shelf. This one is adorable. It's called the Cosmos palette, and I love this little packaging. I know it's so basic, but I love the packaging. I'm not going to keep this. I feel like I could reach for this for like a shop my stash, but I have really great neutral palettes, so there's no reason to take up shelf space with this one. This is another one I kept just like compare and stuff, but I never do. This is Fall Romance. Such a beautiful plummy palette. This is the Nuevo palette, and I think this was one of their like newer wave of eyeshadow palettes, one of the first ones, and I was so disappointed when I saw this, because if you are a fan of like back in the day, like 2012, 13, 14 ABH. I mean, I miss those days. Those were the good old days of ABH. Anyway, this one, kind of a snooze fest. I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. I love Makeup by Mario, but I think it's time. I don't even think anybody's gonna buy this from me, but I will list it. I will list it on my Poshmark if somebody happens to want it, but I have it. And it's iconic. This is kind of a baddie palette. This is Rose Metals, kind of deep and dark for ABH. I'm kind of tempted because it looks so like metallic, that bronzy coppery shade, but I don't need it. Literally haven't reached for it. This one survives so many declutters, but honestly I hate this color story, so why am I letting it take up shelf space? Is this the year 2026? Is it time to say goodbye to subculture? I actually found this one at like a TJ Maxx after the palette got discontinued, and I bought it because it was quite affordable at the time, but I never really went back to it. The quality is good. I did try it out, I think, for a video, but that was kind of where it ended for me. Here's the Amarizi palette. It's so sparkly and beautiful. And I still feel like these shades are her personality, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. It's so cute and fun. I was definitely one of the people that was like, oh yeah, I love this. This is the Primrose palette. Why they included these two blush shades that really, I don't know who these would work on, because this one would work if you're like as light as a ghost, and this one is like such a brown shade. Like I thought it looked beautiful on me, but maybe I was just delusional. I don't know. Anyway, I don't need this palette, so I'm gonna pass it on. Who am I passing it on to? We don't know. This is the Jackie Aina palette. I feel about this palette the way I feel about the Makeup by Mario palette. It's just like a piece of makeup history, and if you've been in the beauty community for as long as I have, I feel like it's like a flex to own these older palettes. But I mean, I don't know. I think there was a time I felt joy looking at this just because I had it and it was like this coveted thing. But right now I'm like, you know what? I'm looking at that empty shelf in front of me and I'm like, ooh, I can get rid of some of the stuff all over my makeup room. And I would love to ideally have a blank shelf, but I just have stuff here, there, and everywhere that I could use that space for. So she's getting decluttered. Okay, honestly, I could declutter all of these Pat McGrath palettes. I haven't touched any of them, at least all of 2025. I have a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette ranking video of the Mothership palettes, but I just feel like they've been through a lot of things. I don't feel like they're as popular on my channel as they once used to be. Like back in the day, I could make a Pat McGrath video and it would be so fun to see everybody checking out the video, but that's really not what's happening these days, which is totally fine. I held on to all of these holiday palettes and stuff. I think I'm just going to get rid of all of them. I'll probably keep the Motherships just so I have them in case they make a comeback, but let me show you all of the limited edition ones because they're so fun. This was like her first ever holiday collection, and so many times I was like, just declutter it, and I never did, but here they are, and they're definitely going away this time. I think I was watching, oh my gosh, what's her name? Samantha Ravindall, and she was decluttering her eyeshadow palette collection, and she had some of these Pat McGrath palettes as well, and I was like, oh, recognize some of those. I really thought this was such an interesting color story back in the day because cool tones hadn't really made their entrance yet, but yeah, these are definitely going. And so are the Bridgerton ones. I kind of kept these because I bought them and I love the show, but they're so boring. And so I think they can just move on. The Star Wars ones, I feel so bad about decluttering, but I think it's just time. I don't even really like Star Wars enough to justify keeping these. So yeah, let me just go ahead and get rid of both of those. And then let me show you the holiday palettes really quickly. So I don't even know when these came out, but here's one of them. I think this was the first one ever. Kind of a cutie one. And then this one, kind of fun, pops of blue and stuff, but never reach for these. Wow, these look so boring without light shining on them. So let's start off with one. This is the first one, Subliminal. And they came out with 3 in one go here. So this is the first one. This is Sublime. If you're ever doing Pat McGrath trivia, maybe this will stick in your brain. And then this one is Subversive, which is palette number 3. Here is Decadence. This is palette number 4. This is the first all shimmer palette. Then we have Bronze Seduction, which is kind of a baddie, like a neutral baddie. Midnight Sun is another cutie color story. Divine Rose. This one is a snoozy palette. I should just get rid of it. Should I just declutter it? Seems sad to like take them away because I have all of them. I just don't have them all marked. Okay, now I don't know what the order is. This one says 9, but I feel like I'm missing 8. I don't know. This is Utopian Dream. This is Divine Rose 2, I think. This is Mothership 10. And this is Sunlit Seduction Mothership 11. And then you guys already saw number 12. I had it in my 2025 pile. All of my eyeshadow palettes are on Billy bookshelves, and then I have my smaller ones in a drawer, an Alex drawer. But now I have managed to get all of my eyeshadow palettes on one bookshelf. So that is really promising, you guys. You have no idea how exciting this is. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and look at my smaller eyeshadow palettes before I do the last few big ones. I think I'm going to keep a majority of these, but I know I'm for sure going to get rid of these Pat McGrath ones. You just saw me get rid of the bigger palettes, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these. I don't feel like opening them all, so I'm sorry. Same with these 2 little guys from Dede Signature. This is like a plummy themed one, and then this is a guava themed one. And then I really don't need to keep this. It's a Lisa Aldridge palette, the only one I have. I don't really love it, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on as well. And then I have this itty bitty Pat McGrath palette that I never reach for. This one might be fun to throw in my Shop My Stash though. Ah, man. Okay, I'm going to keep this one just because of the size, like how adorable. Okay, I know I already decluttered the other one, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this little guy from Clionadh as well. I'm going to keep the Hung Wango green palette because it's the only one I have from the brand, and it's relatively new in my smaller eyeshadow palette collection. I'm just going to show these ones to you really quickly. So this is the Earthy palette from Sigma. I think I'm going to keep all of these as well. This is Beachy. This is Electric Pink. This is Jewels. This is Spicy. This is Ritzy. This is Hazy. This is Rosy. This is Ivy. And this is Fiery. Okay, these are the little quads. So this is Blueberry Parfait, Peach Pie, Tiramisu, Caramel Apple, Creme Brulee, sounds so yummy right now, and a bonbon. I don't know if Sigma makes these anymore, but it's basically smaller versions of their bigger palette. So this is the Warm Neutrals, this is the Ambiance, this is the Mini Enchanted, this is the Mini Nomad, and the Mini Quarter Rosa, which up until last year I had a little Sigma Creator Favorites set. And I did include the Quarter Rosa because that's when I really fell in love with Sigma Beauty. I definitely forgot I had these 2. This is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette, I think it's called. I really like the one that they just re-released. This Color Story, I don't know if it's for me. I actually don't even know if I've ever used this palette, if I'm being honest with you guys. And then this is the Master Mattes. I think I probably bought this because everybody was like, oh my god, it's amazing. And it's fine. I probably should declutter this, but I think you can still get this one at Sephora, and I should keep it around so I can recommend it during a Sephora sale if it's any good, which I can't remember, but I will keep it in top of mind to try and grab one of these for my next Shop My Stash swap. Okay, this is my last bucket of mini palettes. So we have this little Moon Dust palette from Urban Decay. Again, I don't even know if I ever used this. I think I bought it during the holidays and then I never did anything with this. It's so sparkly. Okay, maybe I should also try and remember to put this in a Shop My Stash and then decide, because I really love to throw on a sparkly neutral shadow when I'm not doing like super makeup. Didn't really get much use out of this Surratt palette either. We got this during a Creators and Friends, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pass it on. Here's another little Pat McGrath quad. I think this one survived my last declutter, but I think it might be time to let it go. I'm gonna get rid of these two little palettes from Wicked Widow. Okay, low-key, I kind of want to get rid of a bunch of these Natasha Denona palettes. So this is the mini Biba palette. This is the mini Love palette. I'm gonna get rid of this one. This is my mini Dream palette, and I think I actually like the shades in the larger Dream palette, so I'm going to declutter this as well. This is the mini Gloom palette. I think I am pretty sure I hated this. This one I can't get rid of. Natasha Denona signed it. It's the mini Nude. I met her when I was traveling in New York and she was doing a meet and greet at Sephora. This is the mini Eye Sculpt. I don't think I've ever used this one, so I need to remind myself to put this in a Shop My Stash as well. This is the mini Trio Chrome. It's kind of blah. I like this one. This is the mini Gold palette. So cute. Mini Starlit palette. Also adorable. Doesn't even look like I used it. Mini Tropic palette. I don't think I ever owned this one. It was a very colorful palette and it was so expensive at the time. I don't think I bought it, but I did buy the mini. I should probably declutter this, but I'm going to hold on to it just to see if I'll do anything with this one. Mini Crush is a cutie, but I think I'm going to pass it on. I'm also going to keep mini Metropolis. This one's going to go. This is the mini Pastel, right? Yep. Ugh. I like this one. This is the mini Bronze. This one's going to go to, is this mini Retro? Yep. At least I know what the palettes are. And this one's gonna go too. This is the mini Zendo palette. I know some of my friends love to travel with this one because it has a dark shade and a light shade, but I don't travel enough to justify keeping this either. Okay, should we do Bella Beaute Bar first or Blend Bunny first? I think let's do Blend Bunny first since I can pull it up really quickly and go through their eyeshadow palettes because I want to try and cut down. If I have anything that they don't sell anymore, I might as well make room. That's like my whole goal at this point. So let me just see here. Okay, I have a good idea of what they have on their website. They seem to have more in stock than I thought. Okay, maybe I won't declutter as much as I thought. We'll see. Okay, so this is Divination, and it's a really moody, grungy color story, and pastels goes so well with the Blend Bunny vibe. And this is their collab with Robert Welsh. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot his last name. Anyway, this is the Robert Welsh and Blend Bunny collab, and I love that they collab with artists. I think that's so cool. I'm going to keep this because I think you can still get it on their website. This is their collab with Donnie Darkowitz, and this is a cool, colorful palette as well, more like jewel tones. And this palette was created by a woman of color, so I think they definitely kept that in mind when they picked out the shades. Blend Bunny, when will you do another Lure palette? We need Lure palette to get remixed. I'm ready. I'm willing. I will sacrifice my eyelids to this palette. I love this palette. This was my favorite Blend Bunny palette. And I think it kind of still is, even though you can't get it. Okay, I think this is coming back. I feel like there was some drama with somebody coming after them for the name of this palette. So was it this one or a different one? Actually, I can't even remember, but I don't think you can get this one anymore. So actually, no, they did bring this back. Sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all my lore mixed up. They did bring this one back. It's now called the Sugar and Spite palette. And yeah, that's because somebody came after them for the name. This is the Sickly Sweet palette. It was a Halloween palette. And they were playing up the sickly feeling you get in your tummy when you eat too much candy. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not the biggest fan of pastel palettes. So maybe I should just pass this on to somebody else that might get more use out of this. It is still in stock on the Blend Money website for $46 if you want to pick it up. Okay, this is the Surge palette. It got discontinued. From what I can tell from Deandra Nicole's page, Blend Money wants to redo this palette, but they can't find neons, and so they haven't done it yet, but oh my gosh, isn't this gorgeous? This is the Dollhouse, still one of my favorite neutral palettes from Blend Money. I had so much fun playing with this palette. It looks so beat up. It looks like it's been through some things, but I'm gonna keep it. I love this one too. This is Longing. This is so cool tone, but I love the gradient here. This is the OG. I'm gonna keep this for the memes. This is the OG Blends palette, the one that started it all off, and I bought this one. I fell in love with it after I heard an It's Makeup Corner talking about this, and the rest is history. Okay, this is the first Ellis palette. Ooh, I don't want to hit my mic. Look at this. It's so good. I have my newer Blend Money stuff sitting in another part of my makeup collection, so I can't wait to show you guys the Blends palette, but this is the Ellis palette, and it is a massive rainbow palette. Okay, here are my other Cinch palettes. So this is Galactic Visitor, the one that started it all. Such a cutie color story. This is Paisley Hood, one of my favorite neutral palettes in my collection. And then one of my favorite green palettes, this is Agate Temptation, designed by the Queen of Green herself. So yeah, love this one too. Okay, here is my next palette, Blend Money. This is the All Done Up palette. Another cutie. This is their Bare Cheek palette. And then this is the Juicy Cheek palette. So pretty. This is their Lens palette. So cute. Let me show you the inside. So they did a collab with Glisten. So this is Glisten's water activated liners. And then this is the Blend Money side of the palette. These are the Ellis face palettes. This is the Ellis All Shimmer palette. This is the Rotten palette. This is their collab with May. Primal, another discontinued gorgeous palette. And this is Makina, and this one kind of reminds me of psilocybin. I was looking at this and psilocybin, and I kind of see it, especially this side, because it looks like the tripping on shroom side of the psilocybin collection. I should probably declutter this, but I'm gonna hold on to it because it's so pretty and I'm not ready yet. Okay, we're getting into Bella Beaute Bar, and this is the palette, the Best Mattes. This is a collab between Brittany Huffman and Ellie Starr, and I really just want to keep all of my Bella Beaute Bar palettes, but realistically, I just got Arc of Color, which is an all matte rainbow palette. And I feel like somebody that's just getting into makeup artistry that loves color would really benefit from this palette. And if I can pass it on to somebody at an affordable price, then I'm happy to do that. This is Smoky Glam, the original. I worked so hard to save up for this palette, and I just don't really reach for it. Plus they redid it, and I like that size better, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this on as well. This is the original Pastel Garden, another one I just saved up for. And I'm not really into pastel palettes, and I love the new packaging of this palette. So if anything, I could maybe get that eventually, but I think somebody else might appreciate this more as well, so I'm going to pass this on. This is the Melted Mattes, and it's cute. I never reach for it. I think I might declutter it. I love me a good color story. This one got a makeover too. Oh, but I'm going to keep this until I can save up for the new version. This is the Strange and Unusual palette, and I love this color story. I love green eyeshadow, so Secret Garden is definitely not leaving. I love green and pink together, so this is so beautiful. This is the Bejeweled palette. It's definitely made with deeper skin tones in mind, and it's beautiful, but I really don't reach for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one on. This is the Angles of Illumination, and I never reached for this one either. It's an all shimmer palette. The Poison Garden palette. This is so beautiful. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah, look at that color story. Love it. This is the Sun and the Sea. I think this is one that I purchased with my own money, and I don't think they're gonna re-release this, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one on as well. Okay, this one I really hated the color story, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on. It is a Valentine's palette. One of my favorites, Dead Roses. Look at that. If I'm gonna wear reds and pinks, like I want bright, and the metallics are stunning. This is Dee's collab palette, Ultraviolet. This is Bella Beaute Bar and Sassy Fairy. So pretty. This is their Vamp palette. Love the Basic Witch palette. Look at that color story. And then this is the Recently De-Influenced palette. Another really interesting color story here as well. Okay guys, things are about to get wild. I am gonna cut down my Adept collection because I really don't reach for these palettes ever. So let's start off with the Plain Jane Remastered. I bought it because I thought the first one, like the original, that was their first ever palette. And I was so curious, and so I bought it. And then I bought the Remastered, and now there's so many shifty shadows, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. This is the Heather Austin palette. I love it so much. I know they bought this back a few times, and one of the last times they did update it, and I think I have the updated version somewhere too. But of course, you guys know I love Heather, so I'm gonna hold on to the original. This is their Element 115 palette. Look at this color story. I'm gonna keep this one. This is the Sumerian Sunset. Oh, gorgeous. This is Ninhydrin. This is pretty too, but I think I can declutter this one. This is Cyborg Choir. Oh, gorgeous. This one I'm gonna get rid of. This is Aminet Nu. It's kind of a boring color story if I'm being honest. This is Call Vivette. It's fun, but it's not really like a favorite. I love this green, but other than that, I think I can pass this on. I know I didn't really love this color story either. It's kind of boring. It's got mostly mattes in it. And yeah, I think it'll be happier somewhere else. This is the original Minka palette. Oh my gosh. I think I'm still traumatized from ice watching this palette. 10 out of 10 do not recommend ice watching this palette, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. Here is the original Plain Jane. This is the Codain palette. Legend of Audra palette. I know that there's a lot of nerdy references with the Adept palettes that go over my head, but I still love the packaging and the color story is pretty too. Love Amy Loves Makeup, and this is her collab palette, so I'm definitely keeping it. Oh, I can't get rid of this one. This is their Arrow inspired palette, because I know the owner of Adept loves the Arrow, which I used to watch that show too. Listen, Oliver Queen, he still got it, but yeah, I'm gonna keep the palette. I didn't really love the Seahorse palette. I know they've redone this. It was an all shimmer palette, and now it's like over $100. I can't remember how much I paid for this one, but I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on. This is the Unity palette. I think Adept actually sent this one to me. This is the Flying Fiddles palette. Very pretty. Oh, look at those shimmers. Okay, this is their House of L palette. Is this Superman inspired? I can't remember, but I know this one was very coveted and very limited edition. I think I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it though. And then this is a cheek palette that hopped in here from Blend Bunny that held on for the ride. So yeah, I just thought I'd show it to you. Okay, these are all the palettes left from my like last couple of hauls and stuff, so I'm going to show these to you really quickly. So this is a little Clionadh Stained Glass Collection Anniversary Celebration quad. I haven't done anything with this yet, but it's in my collection, and technically it's single eyeshadows, but I'm going to count it as a little quad. And then this I haven't done anything with yet either. This is the Nomad Electro Carnival palette. It's an all shimmer, like multi-chrome special shade palette, and it's gorgeous. This is the new Blends palette, and I swatched this palette, but unfortunately the day it arrived, it was like right before the launch, and I just had such a long day, so I only swatched this palette. I haven't put it on my eyes yet, but it looks like a freaking keyboard. It's massive, and it's probably because it was Pride Month. But we also have the Arc of Color. This is the one I told you guys from Beaute Bar that I was going to keep instead of the Best Mattes palette. And then the last one here, I haven't filmed a video with this one. Actually, I tried to. I just forgot to hit record. So this is the Strawberry Picnic palette from Simply Posh Cosmetics. And for right now, this is the very last palette in my collection. I know I ordered one more palette that's on its way to me, and I think Lethal is sending me their new Legends of Korra collection, so depending on when that gets here, I might sneak those palettes into my collection video as well. Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed watching me declutter 326 palettes. I feel great. I have no feelings of remorse. I have no desire to dig back something out of the bin. I am definitely left feeling a little bit ashamed about my purgatory pile. I cannot believe I went a whole year last time I filmed my eyeshadow palette collection to now, and I'm just feeling a little bit ashamed that I neglected it. I always treated it as like, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, I'll get to it, and it never comes. But that's just the season of life I'm in. I don't have a ton of spare time. Anytime I put into YouTube is time I'm taking away from having other things accomplished in my house, like getting the dishes done and going to bed early. Sometimes I'm up really late working on my videos, which is totally fine because I find fulfillment from my YouTube channel. It brings me so much joy and also some income because I am a stay-at-home mom. So I feel like this is kind of like my salary, you know, my little treat money for myself. So I do appreciate that, and I really like to put work into it because it does give me something back as well. Thank you for sticking with me through my eyeshadow palette collection and declutter. If you guys made it to the end of the video, give me a red heart emoji so I can give you guys a virtual hug. I'm so appreciative of you sitting through this video. Also, if you wanted to watch it a couple of times or just play it in the background while you're running errands or cleaning your house, I would really appreciate it. It really helps me out with AdSense and stuff like that. And if you could throw up a comment, it also really helps get this video out to new subscribers. I'm always trying to grow my channel, so I'm very, very appreciative of the subscribers that keep coming back. And anyone that's finding my channel for the first time, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't lose my channel on this big old YouTube machine. Thank you so, so much for hanging out with me. Check out some of my other videos, and I will see you guys in another one very, very soon. Bye, friends.